Hey, I'm Joe. I'm a cinematographer, a director, sound mixer, a gaffer, arts and craft, and also a producer. That's a lot. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the experience being a one-man show on set when you're in charge of basically everything from pre-production to post-production and everything in between. And I'll be explaining kind of why it's helped me along my journey. Hey, so right now I'm doing a little location scouting. Astro Flav wants to do a campaign that features some interviews, right? So I kind of figured out their warehouse would be a great spot for an interview, right? Right now I'm figuring out my lighting, my blocking, and what the shot's gonna look like really. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens. So I'm on my way to go pick up a negative fill board from one of my buddies. And essentially this board is a big black board and it's going to basically block any unwanted light onto my scene and help me shape my lighting a lot better for my subject, right? So all my lights that are bouncing off different walls and the floor and whatever the case is, this board is completely black. The light will hit it, get sucked into it, and essentially not reflect or bounce or anything. So I'll be able to control that a little bit better and make my scene look a lot better. So I'm game. I'll see you later. As you can see, I got my negative fill boards. I got two of them. They're fucking massive, which is awesome. Heading back to the set to now map out my lighting and everything else. So when it comes down to lighting, I am not a professional, but I do know what I was trying to achieve. I wanted to give the viewer a very warm and welcoming tone. So I wanted to also feel intimate and also natural. So I stood away from any unnatural lighting and stood away from the blues, the reds, anything that doesn't feel natural, I kind of kept out of this scene. So essentially, my main source of lighting right now is an Aperture 200D that's acting as my main source of light. And then I have an Aperture 100D on the left side over here. And this, it's my left? Yeah. Aperture 100D on my left side, just filling in this little Rembrandt lighting over here. It was too dark originally, so I just wanted to kind of just be a little bit lighter. And then I have two negative fill boards, just kind of blocking in the natural light that this warehouse produces and not also bouncing my 200D or my Pavo tube that's also behind me into any other direction besides where I want it to go. And then I also do have that Pavo tube that's kind of in a sunlight color. The temperature is more on the warmer side, obviously, because I wanted to give the viewer a warmer tone that's more welcoming and more intimate. That's about it for lighting. I do have a reflector on the left side, on the floor, kind of reflecting onto my face again. Originally, when I set up this shot, my left side was very dark. I didn't hate it, but also didn't love it, so I just wanted to kind of put some light over there, not too much that destroys my Rembrandt lighting, but just enough to where I'm like, oh, okay, I feel more comfortable with this. That's basically the lighting, and this took me about 35 minutes to set up. So now for sound mixing. I essentially have three forms of audio. I have an NTG4 Plus right over here on the left side, which I'll grab for you. There you go. That's right here, cool. Put that back to where it is before I fucking break that. Okay, cool. And then I also have a wireless Rode lav setup, I guess you would call it. That's just clipped to the Rode boom just in case that fails. And then I also have a lavalier Tascam microphone clipped to my sweatshirt. So I kind of have every sort of audio I could, think about just in case one fails. Again, audio is just one of those things that's so important to a video, especially if it is an interview. You want that audio to be crisp and easy to hear. I'm still trying to figure out audio and how I could do that better myself. And essentially, it's kind of a work in progress. But so far, the number one rule I have for audio is just always have a plan B. So now for the cinematography, for two camera setups. I have my Blackmagic 6K Pro that you see right now, and then I also have a Sony a7 III, just kind of giving the viewer a different angle of the interview that kind of makes you feel like you're seeing him from a different perspective. I'm always on the fence on how to shoot these interviews. I never know if I want someone off-centered or talking directly to the camera, but for what this campaign is and what we're trying to achieve, I kind of went with more of a direct approach to this interview. So it feels like the viewer is being directly talked to, which I think is important because we're trying to connect with the viewer on a more personal level. So for my A camera, I went ahead and used an 85mm lens from Lens Rental. It's a Sigma. It's absolutely beautiful. I wanted that prime, crisp look, and right now the lens that I usually have on my Blackmagic, which is my A camera usually, is a Sigma 24-70 lens. It's a zoom lens, so I just kind of wanted to have that prime, crisp feel, and also be able to sit this camera far back in the set, have them be able to feel like they're having a conversation without having this camera propped right in their face. So when it comes to directing on this, I had a lot of help from the marketing director from Astroflave, who is the company that we're shooting for right now, and Mike, which is the marketing director. So we worked basically in the tangent here. He would ask these questions that he printed up to get the real answers we need, and then I also kind of, you know, poked my head in there and be like, okay, let's get some passion out of you now, and let's poke the bear a little bit so we can develop the story more organically. So for the last 5 years, I've been doing basically everything by myself. I've essentially been on a couple sets where I was able to kind of be part of a bigger, talented team where everyone is proficient and basically the best at their position. But for most people, especially like me, we have to do everything at least an average level, right? In my opinion, being in charge of almost every role and position there is on set, it's helped me tremendously. Like, I know what to expect from every role. I might not be able to do it the best, right? But as long as it gets the job done, I know how it should look or what it should sound like or what it should feel like. And that's very important to me because now when I'm working on bigger sets or whatever I'm working on with a bigger team, at least I know what their job's doing and what to look for, right? Or even to help them. So I guess to wrap this whole thing up, what I'm trying to say is don't be discouraged if you're a one-man army. Everyone starts there. And if you're still there, that's awesome too, because you're learning, you're getting this experience that you cannot get anywhere else. Me personally, I'm a visual learner, so this helps me so much. I'm very hands-on with everything, and that's how I learn the best. And I think if you're trying to figure out where you fit into the production world or in the video industry, you know, start doing this. Try out everything, because the experience that you have in each position is, you can't get that anywhere else. And this also works vice versa. You know, if you're stuck on a set in a position you don't like, or you're always getting hired to do a position that, you know, you're not too fond of, and you want to learn something else, or you want to hold the camera, you want to direct, do it yourself first. Be the one-man army, because when you have a team, finally, it just makes it that much simpler. And more fun, honestly, because who the hell likes doing this by themselves? No one, but it is rewarding, and you learn so much along the way. So even when I say I'm a one-man army, I am responsible for everything here, but I do have, you know, a lot of people behind the scenes helping me out. So quick shout out to them. I appreciate you guys so much. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. And if you really, really enjoyed it, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I'll be dropping more videos like this in the future. But yeah, just keep doing you, because you know what? You're doing great. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Why did I do the fucking peace sign backwards? I'll see ya.